A man who wielded the fate of companies, industries, and even the entire US economy with a single word or a flick of his pen. That was JP Morgan, the man who owned the first billion-dollar company and whose influence stretched across the nation's most profitable sectors. He was a titan, loved by some, despised by others, and his story is one of unimaginable wealth, staggering power, and moments where the fate of a nation hung in the balance. This is no ordinary tale. It's a glimpse into the life of a man who truly ruled the Gilded Age. So buckle up, hit play, and let's dive into the world of JP Morgan, a man who was and will forever remain one of a kind. Don't blink, you might miss the moment he single-handedly salvages a collapsing empire. Trust me, you won't want to look away. Chapter 1: A Sickly Start. Born into wealth in Connecticut in 1837, John Morgan's early life seemed destined for financial success. His father, Junior Spencer Morgan, a prosperous banker, spared no expense in providing John with the finest education. However, despite the privileged circumstances, John's childhood was marred by illness, including rheumatic fever that led to a solitary year on the Azore Islands. By 1857, having studied across Boston, Switzerland, and Germany, 19-year-old John entered the workforce. His father's connections secured him a position on Wall Street, overseeing George Peabody Co.'s interests in America. Yet, John's bold and risk-taking nature clashed with the conservative values of the banking establishment, as evidenced by a daring coffee purchase in 1859. In 1861, aged 24, John broke away from the safety of an established firm to start his own company. This tumultuous period also saw him marry Amelia Sturgis, only to lose her to tuberculosis shortly after the wedding. Devastated, John immersed himself in work, even as the American Civil War raged. Rather than enlisting, he paid for a substitute and profited significantly from wartime deals, facing public and governmental disapproval. Little did John know, larger controversies awaited him on the horizon. His journey, marked by personal tragedy and financial triumphs, set the stage for a complex and controversial legacy in the years to come. Chapter 2: The Railroad Magnate. In 1871, John seized a golden opportunity to join forces with Anthony Drexel, a prominent financier. Together, they laid the foundation for Drexel Morgan Co., a private merchant banking house, later rebranded as JP Morgan Co. This became the precursor to the modern banking giant JPMorgan Chase. Initially, John orchestrated deals as a facilitator, connecting investors and visionaries for a share of profits. As his wealth grew, he delved into major investments, notably in the American railroad system. While others saw fierce competition, John perceived opportunity. His strategy? Consolidation. Instead of competing, he merged railroads into conglomerates, a tactic famously dubbed Morganization. Setting himself apart, John played an active role in corporate management. He craved control, reshuffling leaderships and assembling monopolies. When railroads sought assistance, he demanded full control, stabilizing the industry and attracting more investments. John's ambition soared as he acquired more rail lines. Notably, he made significant stock purchases, executed massive bond transactions, and soon owned a third of all American railroads. His influence extended beyond wealth. He shaped railroad conglomerates, engaging in reorganizations and mergers. Despite a self-consciousness about his appearance, with a skin condition and an imposing presence, John's reputation as an industry titan grew. However, in 1901, President Theodore Roosevelt challenged him. Consolidating railroads under the Northern Securities Corporation, John faced legal action under the Sherman Antitrust Act. This marked the beginning of a tense relationship with Roosevelt, yet John was undeterred, already planning his next audacious move. Chapter 3: The Man of Steel. In the pinnacle year of 1901, Carnegie Steel stood as an unrivaled force, reigning supreme in the steel industry and standing among the nation's most coveted companies. With an annual profit soaring at $40 million, Andrew Carnegie, the mastermind behind it all, contemplated retirement and sought a buyer for his empire. Enter John, the game changer. In a bold move, he urged Carnegie to name his price, and without hesitation, the figure of $480 million was declared. A sum that would go down in history as the most substantial business deal ever. John, undeterred by the colossal price tag, instantly agreed, later admitting he would have paid even more. The landmark purchase in 1901 marked just the commencement of John's audacious plan. He orchestrated the merger of Carnegie Steel with Federal Steel and other entities to birth U.S. Steel, the world's inaugural billion-dollar corporation boasting a staggering market cap of $1.4 billion. To grasp the enormity of this feat, consider that the empire manufacturing sector in the country was valued at a cumulative $9 billion. John's maneuver granted him control over approximately two-thirds of American steel production, effectively dominating two of the era's behemoth industries, steel and railroads. Yet, John's ambitions knew no bounds. He played a pivotal role in financing Thomas Edison's early forays into electricity, subsequently spearheading the amalgamation of Edison Electric with its rivals to birth General Electric. John's influence extended to the formation of what would evolve into AT&T. His unparalleled knack for amalgamating companies and propelling them to juggernaut status become legendary. However, on the horizon loomed an impending crisis. Chapter 4: Crisis. In 1893, the United States found itself in the throes of an unprecedented economic downturn. After years of unbridled growth and reckless investments, the bubble burst, thrusting the American economy into disarray. Stocks plummeted, businesses shattered, banks went bankrupt, and unemployment soared across the nation. Foreign investors, spooked by the crisis, hastily traded their American bonds for gold, depleting the U.S. reserves tied to the gold standard. The government, accustomed to keeping a substantial gold bullion reserve, saw it dwindle to a mere $9 million by 1895, putting it on the brink of default. Without a central bank to intervene, the situation was dire. President Cleveland recognized the pivotal moment facing America and sought a solution beyond the conventional strategy of selling bonds to the public. Entered John, who proposed a bold plan to create a private syndicate with influential bankers and foreign investors. In a swift and audacious move, they purchased $65 million worth of 30-year gold bonds, rescuing the economy from impending disaster. John's decisive actions calmed the volatile financial market, restoring confidence in the economy. However, this move also raised questions about the immense influence of a single banker on the entire U.S. economy and the motivations behind such interventions. In 1907, faced with another financial crisis, President Roosevelt and John, despite their differences, agreed to collaborate for the greater good. John's strategy involved investing substantial sums in struggling banks, preventing widespread bankruptcy. Locking bankers in a room until they reached an agreement, John orchestrated a successful plan that, despite his age and a relentless cold, injected capital into the economy and averted disaster once again. While briefly hailed as a hero, the recurring dependence on one individual prompted a realization that change was imperative. Chapter 5: Legacy. Imagine a world where Scrooge McDuck and Darth Vader run Wall Street. That's John Pierpont Morgan's story in a nutshell. He was a king of finance, a man who wielded more power than any politician, but his reign wasn't all champagne and caviar. The public grew tired of the robber barons, and John found himself facing a grilling by the Pujo Committee, a group determined to expose the secrets of Wall Street's money trust. He became the poster child for Wall Street greed, his health crumbling under the pressure. Talk about irony. John dodged a bullet when he missed the Titanic's maiden voyage due to illness, but the Pujo Committee's probe aimed at him paved the way for the Federal Reserve. Turns out, even ultra-rich titans can't fix everything alone. John died in 1913, never seeing the full impact of the investigation, but his legacy lived on. His son took the reins, expanding the empire into the banking behemoth we know today, JPMorgan Chase. They gobbled up banks like Pac-Man with mergers and acquisitions that would have made John proud. Today, JPMorgan Chase stands tall, the biggest bank in the world, a testament to the consolidation John started 200 years ago. But his story is a reminder that even the mightiest titans can be brought to their knees by the tide of public opinion. As the echoes of John Pierpont Morgan's legacy resonate through the annals of financial history, his story unfolds as a riveting tapestry of power, scrutiny, and destiny. His passing marked the inception of a colossal empire, JPMorgan Chase standing tall with $3 trillion in assets. 2 centuries of consolidation have crowned it the world's largest banks. Regardless of personal opinions, Morgan's indelible impact on the financial realm ensures his adventurous tale lives on, a timeless narrative of wealth, influence, and enduring legacy. What do you think about this topic? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Business Insights. I'll see you in the next video.